All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Elle, and I'm the founder of Yoga Buzz, and I'm here in front of my green screen still. And I'm also here to welcome our friend, Nartana, to talk about some mudras today.
Hi, Elle.
Hi.
It's very good to be back and oh my gosh.
No, you're still there. Oh, no. So we are going to talk about mudras with Nartana today. Mudras are hand gestures that can be used for meditation, that can be used for performances, as Nartana will talk about once she makes it back onto the platform here. And that's what's been really cool about getting to go see Dances of India, which is this dance organization that Nartana and her mother ran here in St. Louis, is going there from the perspective of yoga to watch the dances that these classically trained dancers are doing and being like, I recognize that shape that they're making with their body or with their hands. So, so Nartana, tell us about mudras, I guess. Whatever you want to tell me about a mudra.
Yeah, sure. Well, mudras are these hand gestures with which we tell stories. So, as you all know, I'm a dancer, so I was raised learning the mudras that we use in Bharatanatyam dance, Bharatanatyam is the most prevalent style of classical Indian dance. So we tell stories in this dance. So we can tell stories, for example, let's see, perhaps there's a bird, there's a little bird. Oh wait, can you see my hand? Ah, there we go. Okay, so perhaps there's a little bird, and then let's show a tree. Ah, here we go. I'm trying to get my fingers and my hands in front of the camera. So these are the branches of the tree, and you can show the bird. And so the bird perhaps meets another bird, and they're chirping on the tree. So this is how we tell stories, and they can get quite complex and quite detailed. So, but I thought I'd show you some mudras today that are from yoga, from the world of yoga, and actually, classical Indian dance, Bharatanatyam, is considered a yoga, and it's quite interesting. I was just telling Elle before we started how some of the yoga mudras we use in our dance, some of them have the same meaning, some have different meanings. So I might tell you stories about some of them as we go along. So we'll just begin. This is the basic mudra, the Gyan mudra, which I'm sure you've all learned. And this is for calm and knowledge. We always use this in dance to show, like, we can show the knowledge, someone's knowledge, right? So this is the mudra for that, Gyan, very simple. This is Vayu. So you put your thumb on your finger like that. Vayu is air, is the element of air. So this is supposed to help with any sort of joint pain or any sort of conditions in the body in which the element of air is involved. So that's Vayu. Oh, by the way, before we go further, you may have already learned this in class, but so in Hinduism, there are 5 elements, basic elements: fire, earth, water, air, and the ether, space. So the thumb is fire, it represents the element of fire. The index finger is air. The middle finger here, this represents the ether, the space, Akash is called. The ring finger represents the earth, Prithvi, and the little finger represents water. So when we do these mudras, these different elements of which we're all composed of they find themselves in balance, because we get unbalanced, I should say. Oh, and before I go on with the mudras, just to tell you briefly, I think many of you have learned this in class already, about the subtle body in yoga, how the subtle body has 5 it's called kosha, or 5 like sheets, as like a sheath in which you would put a sword. So it's like 5 sheets. So you have the physical body, which is obvious. We've all got that. You have the body that controls your the breathing, the digestion, all those processes in you to keep us going. You have the third body, which is subtler, and that's in your mind. So that's the best example I can give for that is fear. We see that now, especially with fear overwhelming a lot of us. And of course, it's very understandable with this virus around. It's totally understandable. But at the same time, it's imperative to really understand when the fear arises in you, what it is, how it's overwhelming your thoughts, and how to control that then, right? That's what yoga is all about, obviously. And then the fourth sheet is the intellect, which is where we make the decisions, moral choices, your will, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, which really makes us individuals and really, really, really makes us human beings, right? And the fifth sheet is from what I've read, the subtlest sheet of all. It's the last sheet that separates you from the universe, you from the divine. That's once you're able to achieve that sheet, which the great mystics and sages can, then you're one with God, one with the universe. So those are the sheets. And so when we do mudras, what we do is the energy in your fingertips, right? It's when you join them in different positions, the energy flows through your body, and so helps different conditions that you're going through in your body, whether it's your heart, your mind, the joints, etc. So I just wanted to give that background. So I'll go back to the mudras. So this is prana, which is of course the breath of life, that vital energy which keeps us going, right? So that's it. I'm sure you probably know this one. Shoonya. This is Shoonya. You put your middle finger down and your thumb on top of it. This is emptiness. It's called the mudra of heaven, or emptiness. And this is to help your intuition, your alertness. Shoonya. By the way, Elle, if I'm going too fast or slow, just let me know.
No, it's great.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the other things you're talking about the different energetic points in the hands. I've also, and I think I've shared this with you before. I learned somewhere once from someone that in the hands, in the different points of the hands, are also the different letters of the Sanskrit alphabet, or like the resonation of those sounds in the fingertips. So when you do mudras, the idea is that the mudra that you're doing is you're connecting the different alphabet parts for the name of the mudra in the gesture.
I have heard that, actually. I've heard the same thing. But aside from basic Sanskrit words that I come across in dance and just in philosophy, I don't know Sanskrit well enough but I've heard the exact same thing, that syllables are in your hand. So the language is all about that energy flow and the flow of the energy through the chakras. That's what I've heard.
I love it. Okay, more mudras, more.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This one, I thought this is interesting. This is Apana, which is this is the mudra. Actually, it's always shown like this. This is for detoxification of the body, digestive issues, like that. You know, it's interesting. In Indian dance, we use this to show an animal, actually, a deer, perhaps a lion. But yeah, this is for digestion and clearing, basically, detoxifying the whole body. Varun, this is about water. But here, can you say? There we go. So this is Varun, and this is the mudra of water. Again, well, I love the idea of flow. So the idea of engendering a better flow in your body of all the elements, of mental clarity, right? When you are one with the flow of the universe, of that element, really, of being at peace with that element in your body. Oh, this is one of my favorites because this is Linga Mudra. So Linga is in. So last week, or I'm sorry, not last week, 2 days ago. Sorry, time is a strange thing. As I was talking to Elle about 2 days ago, I was talking about Shiva. So Shiva's symbol is Linga. Hang on one second. There we go. So you interlock your hands like this, and you stick your right thumb up. And there we go. And this is the Linga Mudra. So what is a Linga? A Linga is the symbol of Shiva. If you go to any Hindu temple, the one in St. Louis, you'll see the Shiva Linga. It's like a black, just shaped like this. And some people say it's a phallic symbol, but I've also read that it's just a symbol of Shiva. That's all it is. It's a symbol of his power. And there's a great story I wanted to tell you, a really quick story about that Linga, where, so, oh gosh. Okay, I don't know why that happens on this computer. I don't know. But the story is that Brahma, who's the creator God, right? Brahma and Vishnu, who preserves the universe, they see this Linga of light, right? This huge Linga of light. And they know that this is Shiva's power. Okay, this is Shiva's power. And then Shiva asks them, well, actually, they're getting into an argument. Who is greater? Brahma's like, I'm greater. And Vishnu's like, no, I'm greater. And Shiva's like, let's just solve this now. I would like you, let's see who can find the bottom and the top of this Linga. So Brahma starts, I think he assumes the form of a swan, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. But Brahma goes all the way up to the top of the Linga. Vishnu assumes the form of a boar, and he goes all the way down to the bottom of the Linga. So the Linga keeps going and going and going. And then when Brahma is like near the top, this celestial flower, it's called a Ketaki flower. It's a celestial flower, floats down. And he says, since this is a celestial flower, I'm just going to tell Shiva that I found the top because I have this proof, right? Because this came from heaven. And so anyway, both Brahma and Vishnu meet Shiva. And Shiva says, who found the top and the bottom of the Linga? And then Vishnu's honest, he says, I could not find the top or the bottom. Your power is tremendous. I couldn't find it. Brahma's like, yeah, I did find it because here's this Ketaki flower. So Shiva knows he's lying. So that's the story. And that's why Brahma is hardly worshipped in India, actually. I've heard there's only one temple to Brahma. But that's the story about that. But once again, this is the Linga. And in dance, we show the Linga as this in dance. So the next mudra, Surya, which is great for metabolism. So you put your ring finger down and you put your thumb on like top of that first joint, or where the knuckle is. That's Surya, the sun, sorry. And it's good for metabolism. It's a very powerful mudra. And I think it's especially good at this time to help regain any energy that's lost in anxiety and worry and fear, to help regain that, to have that flowing through your body, right? To have that connected to the sun. This is another one I found for the sun, which I love. So it's just basically you put your hands together, and then I just love that. To me, this is the sun. This is the power of the sun, all the rays of the sun. So that's Surya. Dhyana, which is concentration and meditation. So you put your right hand on top of your left like this, and you join your hands like this so it forms a triangle. Dhyana meditation. The right hand, the Dhyana mudra, the right hand represents the enlightenment, the spiritual awareness and enlightenment. And the left hand is illusion, Maya. 2 days ago, I talked about Maya and illusion with the story of Krishna and Narada. So that's the enlightenment which overcomes illusion, dhyana. And let's see, another one. Ganesha. Everyone loves Ganesha. He's the elephant-headed deity, right? And he is known for blessing everyone and also for removing all obstacles in your way. That's what Ganesha is always prayed to for. So people pray to Ganesha for everything in India. Okay, so you're going to start a new school. You're going to start a new school. You're going to start a new job. You're going to get a new car. Ganesha is prayed to for absolutely everything. So Ganesha, to remove obstacles, and I personally love this mudra. And it's simply this. It's just your fists together like this. And you put it in front of your heart. And it's this idea of removing all the obstructions in your own mind, in your life. It's just removing the obstructions in your way. And you can just feel that. You can just feel the energy in your hands, that, that idea of just getting rid of all the obstacles in your life. So I love that. Go ahead.
I want to share. I was practicing this before today because it's one of my favorite mudras and the most complicated mudra that I've learned, that I've retained also for Ganesha. And I looked up the name a little bit ago. It's Mahankusha. And it's
oh my God, I love that. So I don't think I've seen that.
So it both kind of looks like Ganesha, like his little trunk and tusks.
Yeah.
Little eyeballs, but it also represents the goad that he carries to try to herd the elephants and the others in his army.
Right.
So
oh my gosh, I love that, Elle. So it's you join your
and then you wrap your middle finger around your pinkies, so that pushes your ring fingers together. And then you put your thumbs over your middle fingers, and then you kind of and then you kind of curl your index fingers.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's so cute. I don't think my mom knows that. I have to tell her that.
I love this one.
Oh, I love that. And this is called Ganesh Kusha?
Well, it's one associated with him. It's Mahankusha.
Mahankusha.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Oh, Mahankusha. Huh. No, I haven't heard of it, but I really love that though.
Fun.
Yeah.
Cool. I wanted to share that one because I was practicing. I was like, I'm going to show Nartana.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a great one.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. What's next?
Let's see. Oh, the Rudra Mudra. Do you know this?
Ooh, I don't know.
No? So Rudra is Shiva, another word for Shiva. So this is, hang on 1 second. I just, middle finger. Here it is. This is it. The Rudra Mudra, and it's your middle finger, and then these two meet right here. And Rudra is well, actually Shiva, as I said. So it's supposed to be a very powerful mudra for transformation. There.
I like that. It's not a way that my fingers generally move, and that's what I like about mudras that feel familiar. It's why I liked this one so much, is because it both feels like it's bending my brain and stretching my fingers. It's almost like a workout for my hands.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. In fact, because I've grown up with these, I never thought twice about them. But when I show mudras to people, they're always, non-Indians, they're always amazed by the hand movements. They're just amazed by them, and I don't even think about them.
Sure. Well, growing up in a predominantly Christian culture, it's we've got this. This is this or this. These are the ways that we have to, or that we're taught or that I experienced for like any sort of expression, or this, or, you know, this, but that's basically it. So then it's like, oh, there's so much more I can do with these that is meaningful. That's what I find to be so beautiful about yoga in general, is as a way of self-expression. It's like, oh, I didn't even know my body could do these things. And then I'm attributing this really beautiful, sacred meaning to it through the stories that I hear and through the people that I learn from. And then, and then it's like, it's the special thing, not just wiggling my fingers around, but it has more meaning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never studied yoga in depth in my life because it's all been dance. Mm-hmm. So it is, to me, it's incredible from what I have learned over the years. The idea that your body is like, it's like a microcosmos, right, of everything, and how we're so connected to the universe. I think we think of our bodies as separate, but we're actually so connected to everything.
Yeah, it's so wonderful. Did you have more mudras you're going to share?
Yeah. Awesome. Do you see somewhere? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, this I love. I love this. This is Hakini. And so Hakini is, oh gosh, I don't know why that happens in the computer. Okay, Hakini is Shakti, is a form of Shakti, the feminine power, and this is related to the third eye, which I just love, that the idea of the third eye of your spiritual center. Here, I just love that. It's like I can see that Ajna chakra. You know, it's just I just love that, all the space in that. Anyway, but that is Hakini, who's the goddess of the third eye of your of your spirit and of your consciousness. I read somewhere that your physical eyes see the past and the present, and your third eye has the intuition of the future, has that sense of what's coming. So I think it's a nice way to think of it. Matangi, she's a goddess of transformation. So if you can wrap your hands like this, and this is Matangi, which I just love that, the goddess of transformation. I just also another form of Shakti. This is very powerful, just holding it like that. And then, I've written more down. So let's see, what are the best to show in the time we have left. This is Garuda. So I love this. We use this in dance all the time. You just interlock your thumbs. And it will in dance we use this to show birds. And Garuda is the vehicle of Vishnu, the bird that carries Vishnu around the world, around the universe. So this is Garuda. And this relates to a deeper intuition and connection with the spirit world, which I love, with the universe around us. Excuse me, Dharma Chakra. Just in case people don't know what Dharma means. Dharma it's a very pretty subtle concept. Dharma means your duty, but it's more than that. It's what you do that supports the community around you, your family, your city, your country. That is Dharma, what you do for what is so much greater than you. So one Dharma chakra I saw, I really love this one, is you put one hand like this and one like this. Chakra is wheel. So Dharma chakra can also refer to a teacher. So this I just absolutely adore. There's something about here we go. Something about the balance of it that I love. I saw that another way to do that Dharma chakra is like this, which I also love. Just love that. Dharma chakra. Uttara Bodhi, which is supreme enlightenment, is this. So you cross your hands like this. I mean, interlock the fingers, and you have this. And I've read that you put it on top of your head. So I really love that. Uttara Bodhi. It's interesting. Like I just feel you can just kind of feel the energy and power in this, and also in Matangi. And you can feel the difference between them too, I think. Let's see. Kalashvara, which is Lord of Time. So I love this one. Hang on. Here we go, like this. So you put all your fingers down like this, except the middle finger. Yeah, here we go. Kalashvara. I really love that. That's also it's supposed to be very calming. It's supposed to be good for people who have any kinds of addictions to drugs or alcohol. This is very calming. And I love the shape that you get when you do it in your hands. Yeah, like that. Let's see. This is something that it's important. It's so simple, but I love this. You will see it in many Hindu statues and Buddhist statues. So this is do not fear. Abhaya. It means do not fear. And I love that. That is so simple, and that's all it means. Do not fear. You know, in the statue of Shiva as Nataraja, where he's dancing and the whole universe is around him, and his hand is like this. So I love in that statue, in this whole universe, like all this becoming and ending, right? It's a great dance of the universe. I mean, all that chaos, all that, constant cycle of becoming, he holds his hand like this. Do not fear.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love it. And then thinking, because it's like this. He's got do not fear, and then he's got this whole arm that represents the concealing of all of this. Like, it's the fact that we can't know everything at once through this form of consciousness that we've taken as human beings. And so it's like, yeah, there's all this stuff that you don't know, but don't fear the unknown. And that's, when we're trying to deal with anxiety, it's oftentimes not knowing. And so I love that balance of, yeah, you don't know, but don't be afraid. I'm here.
Right. And I love that. Yeah, I was just talking to a friend a couple days ago who's a physician, and she was telling me the latest of what's going on with COVID and everything. And then we were talking about how so much is changing. And she said what is hardest for people is not being able to deal with that uncertainty. And that's the hardest thing for human beings to really learn. And that's why these are all so good for all of that.
Yeah, I was just sort of realizing as we were sitting here and I was doing all these mudras with you, I have always been a finger picker and biter. I clearly have a lot of energy and anxiety that manifests in the way that I use my hands. But it also means then that mudras can be such a valuable way to concentrate my attention and focus, because that's where sort of I'm kind of unconsciously sending a lot of energy out through my hands in any given day. So I liked realizing like that might be part of why I enjoy it so much when I remember to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, have you seen this mudra, Elle? I just thought this was really cool. It's called Abhaya Hidaya, which is fearless heart. And so, let's see. It's this.
Yes.
Have you seen? I love that.
This is Amber, our executive director and my BFF. This is her favorite mudra, and that's where I heard it from.
Oh, yeah. I just love, again, the idea of the balancing and the centering.
Well, and touching the hands together, I think is really, I don't know, there's something I really like about that sensation, because we don't often do that. We do this, or like when we're doing things, but that's just kind of a nice way to cross.
Right.
Well, and
Yeah.
then if you think of it, because this is how my brain then starts to work, is if you think about these gestures as expressions of balancing the left and right side of the brain, and you then do something that's cross-hemispheric in action, and that does something different in the way that the brain fires. I don't know how, because I'm not a neuroscientist. But I've read that that's the case.
Oh, that's really cool. See, I didn't know that. So, I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. These are the things that I nerd out about and have so much fun talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like this one, this is very simple, this one, but this is for new, like anything new, new beginnings. So I think this is a good one for what people are going through now, because after all this destruction, there's going to be new beginnings. So I think that's a good one. Sorry?
They're like little flower buds.
Like and that's exactly what it is. It is a flower bud, actually. That's exactly what it is. It's a flower bud, and then
I really enjoy, especially when you come and see your performances each year in the fall. I enjoy, because I don't know exactly what all the mudras or the gestures are, but it is usually pretty intuitive. It's like, oh, I think I know what's happening now. And the way that you tell the stories, even as I was watching you today tell the stories about blessings, it's like, oh, I recognize this from the performances.
Oh yeah, oh that's cool. Yeah, because if you think about it, like so if you think about it, this whole art was developed because most people couldn't read at that time. So it was developed to be able to transmit deep meanings through your hands. And I think it's amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing these today, Nartana. This is really great.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, sure, Elle, sure. I'm happy to do it.
Well, we'll continue to talk. I know you and I have been kind of brainstorming over on Messenger some ideas for some other ways that you might share your wealth of knowledge and wisdom with everybody. So I look forward to seeing what we come up with next.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I think terms like dharma, for example, or karma, all that, those are the best way to understand those, I think, is through stories, really, the abstract philosophical things like that. So absolutely, be happy to work on that with you.
You are such a wonderful storyteller. So we will get some more stories out of you soon.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nartana.
Bye.